The truth will set you free, but first it'll piss you off.
Hello, this is Strange Lounge with DJ Curious.
In the beginning, there was nothing. But the breath of the Creator fluttered against the face of the void, whispering, "Let there be light."
Swinging in the backyard, pull up in your fast car, whistling my name. Open up a beer.
Hi there. Are you interested in the White House?
We'd have way better CGI if it was fake. Well, I think it looks so ridiculous and impossible. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
God.
Singing in the old bars, swinging with the old stars, living for the fame. Kissing in the blue dark, playing pulling wild dogs, video game. He holds me in his big arms, drunk and I am seeing stars. This is all I think of. Watching all our friends fall in and out of old clothes. This is my idea of fun. Heaven is a place on earth with you. Tell me all the things you do. It's better than I ever really knew. They say that the world was built for two. Only worth living if somebody.
All right, welcome in. You found the Strange Lounge. I'm your host, DJ Curious, and with me tonight I have the very frozen looking and scared Mark Sargent. Oh, you're
Sorry.
back.
Sorry. Every time I change my screen, so I will not change. I will change it minimally.
What is up with that glitch?
I don't know if it's a glitch.
Well, anywho, we do not have the peanut gallery with me tonight, but welcome to the chat. Let's get this Strange Lounge started. How is everybody doing tonight?
Mark's mugshot. Thank you. By the way, yes, that was Mark's mugshot.
My God, remember all the mugshots of the celebrities over the years? Oh my God.
I've got a mugshot some out there. It's years and years old, but I do have a mugshot somewhere.
Do you?
Yep. No one can find it, but
Awesome.
it does exist. I'll tell you after the
You
show.
look so wholesome, I'm sure.
I do. I was when that mugshot was taken, I think it was 22.
Yeah, I'm sure it's adorable. Let's
is
check
adorable.
out the background this week. Let's kick up the music. check out our little dancing Martians.
Very nice. I tried a bunch of versions of this one. I think music's okay with it.
Do we like this one or do we like
You got two of them, right?
this one? I don't know. It's kind of
Boy, it's a tough call because they're both so different.
I love the Strange Lounge lighting up with this little dance. It's so weird.
I mean,
this one has,
we
right?
try to do one where the background moves and the other one doesn't move. So pretty good.
Scott, what do you guys? This one's too distracting.
No, you know,
I can't look at that dance.
then don't do it.
This one I
Do
like.
the other one. All right,
All right, let me get the music. Sorry. I didn't blow anyone's ears out. So, that was a fun episode.
yeah.
There's a bunch of whatever.
Boy, I'm not kidding you though. It was really weird that there was nothing happening today or this week. You know, we're not getting much news out of the Middle East. I mean, maybe who knows? Maybe we're just desensitized that nothing super weird has been happening in our country. Or
What could get more, crazy besides revealing the aliens at this point?
yeah, that's kind of a letdown where you it's oh no, we'll release it because everybody knows there's all sorts of fun things. I mean, we do have several secret bases, the most high profile being the Groom Lake facility, otherwise known as Area 51, apparently with the longest runway in the world, where we could reverse engineer stuff, but hey, you know what? It's called secret for a reason. Means we don't get to know what happens out there.
Well, it's like, what else can they do? They've already said this war and that war and this, we don't get, I don't know. The only thing left is alien invasion. I mean, come on.
Yeah, we've kind of run. I've said it. We have tapped out the storylines of our civilization. We've run out of. We have jumped the shark. If you are not old enough to know what that term means, that means that when the number one show in the country, Happy Days, back in the 70s, was running its course when it got into the 80s anyway, early 80s. They did an episode where the tension was Fonzie on water skis was jumping a shark in off the beach, and it was because Henry Winkler could water ski, so it's like and people are like, what are we doing? Fonzie jumping the shark. What are you doing? Oh, that you doing it?
Oh, let's do it. That's what the Strange Lounge is for.
1977. Yeah. Yeah.
These shorts.
With the leather jacket. And by the way, when they tested that early on, probably was not him. Shark was in that pen. Yeah, there's Potsy and they did. Yeah.
What's with the shorts?
And you gotta remember that was 1977, and even now, jumping the shark means something in the entertainment industry. It means you've run out of ideas and you're just throwing anything you can out there because why the hell not? You're probably going to get canceled the next year anyway.
I mean, it could have looked a lot. I was expecting the actual shark to try to bite him or something.
Good Lord, no, man. It was 77. What did you think we were going to do? Remember, Jaws was only 2 years earlier. And don't think that was an accident. The Happy Days did that thing. It's like, oh, what can we use? Shark. Jaws was just 2 years. In fact, chat, look it up for me. I know you got some people in there. Chat, look it up. When was Happy Days finally canceled? And then it transitioned over to Joni Loves Chachi.
Well, while you're doing that,
which was a thing.
I'm going to shout out the
Jaws
chat.
was terrifying, by the way, back in the day. I would have reshot it with using as little of the shark as possible, jumping up in the boat in the last scene. 1983. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that. Yeah. And in 1983 was generous. It should have been canceled before then. But you know what they did launch? I will say this. You know what Happy Days did launch? The biggest star to come, well, other than Ron Howard becoming a director, was Robin Williams. Because Robin Williams played an alien that only Richie could see, and Robin Williams tortured him. It was an alien called Mork, and they gave him his own show called Mork and Mindy. And I remember this very well because my sister was named Minda, and so it's like, oh, it's Mark and Mindy. Get it? And that was shot, again, weird coincidence that it was the exterior scenes were shot in Boulder, Colorado, where I lived for 20 years, and that launched Robin Williams into
Superstardom.
No. Did that, and then stand up, and then movies, and then I don't think he ever went back to television. So yeah, that was
what a legend he was. A lot of amazing roles. One of my favorite movies at first that I saw was Good Morning Vietnam.
There you go.
Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah. No, but he could do no wrong. When he was on, he was just, I mean, again, his stand-up was amazing. He played bad guys in some of his later roles. I mean, Mrs. Doubtfire he did wonderfully in. He was overacting before Jim Carrey was overacting.
Okay, got it. Yeah,
that's what it was. Robin Williams was amazing, but he could do serious stuff too. He had some wonderful roles. Mark, I did not remember that. Mark did not remember what? Which part? What didn't you remember? I'm gonna be watching the chat more this time because we clicked the link 10 minutes before. Yeah. Was the King of the Moon on the Adventures of? Oh, right. Thank you, Vlad. Very good obscure reference. Baron Munchausen, which I think I have on this machine. I've got a copy of it on my local. Great movie, great cult classic, and there were a lot of actors in there. And Robin Williams playing the Lord of the Moon, a very jealous Lord of the Moon. And again, every role is his energy, if he can get away with it, is so high, so incredible. Love what Robin did over the years. I don't even know if I had a favorite of his movies. He just did wonderfully in just about everything. Fisher King, right? Is he Fisher King as well? Yeah, that was one of his serious roles.
I mean, I think Mrs. Doubtfire for me really just solidified him as one of the best comedians of our time.
Yeah, Baron Munchausen, which was done, if I'm not mistaken, I have to look it up. I'm not going to look it up right now. Was directed by one of the Monty Python crew. It was, and had quite a few Monty Python people in it. Was wonderful. One of those early weird. I don't even know how to describe that movie. It's part superhero, part mythology, part 19th century history. And the set design is amazing. What?
Which one are you talking about?
You've never seen Baron Munchausen? It's a little before your time. I think you'd love the set design and the costume design. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful movie.
He did some really interesting movies for me as a kid. Bicentennial Man was kind of slow, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Did you see that one where it's like he starts off as a robot and dies a human?
Yes.
And then there was.
I will see if I can find. I think I've got it on this machine. Let me look really fast. If I do, I'll dump it into Telegram for you. It's kind of fun. Do I have it?
I'm gonna shout out chat while you look that up.
Do I have it?
We've got the Hong Kong Fui.
Yes, I do have it.
Oh, okay.
I do have it. It's it's 1.9 gig. I can dump it in there. I'll dump it in when you're doing something else, if you're going to be showing any clips or anything. And I'm not encouraging stealing media or movies or anything like that in any way, shape, or form. Most of the movies I downloaded were during my Pirate Bay days, if you know what that is, where BitTorrent was the thing. But I was on, and I still am, on a local carrier, the phone company that runs the internet here. They track what you go to, and for whatever reason, they had a big thing against BitTorrent. And so after a while, they sent me a message, said, "You keep downloading from these sites, we're going to cut you off." And all right, fine.
Is this around Napster time or?
What Napster tried? Yeah, LimeWire. Yes, Napster no, but LimeWire. Yes, Napster probably did try at one point. The whole Napster story on a whole nother thing, which is if you've never seen it, watch Downloaded. The story of Napster. Napster was a tragedy in that. Well, I mean, it was just bad decisions all around. One, the creator of Napster, who thought that he could just go to the record execs of the United States, veteran record execs, is like, hey, I got a way to digitally put out your albums. It's like, I'll charge just a tiny percentage. They go, get the hell out of here. What are you talking about, digital albums? Nobody's gonna be transferring songs online. And the next thing you know, he said, yeah, you know what? Fine, I'll just give it to all the campuses in the whole country for free. And so he did. And the record companies over a span of 10 years lost 50% of the revenue because students were just sharing libraries and libraries of movies for nothing. They were trading them. It's like, hey, you want to buy my pizza? Yeah, here's 2,000 songs. And they just go nuts. And so that, and the MP3 remained after Napster got sued into the ground. The MP3 remained. And that's why we have MP3s today. They were the ones that made the format. So,
the more you know. It's kind of like your slogan. Shouting out the chat.
It's my slogan.
International Truth Expo. Question the answers. Alex Ferrer. Will be Fuchs is here. Alex Ferrer. Oh, you're just like a clone. I'm glitching out. Rebecca Ford. What's up? Jeff Rust. Who else? Flat Mama's in the house. Sue Finelli. All you lovely strangelings. Who else? Miyushu BB. I hope I did that right. She taught us last week. Who else? Of course, NP Sally, another flat mama. Bill Keith, I am going to try to play your closing. So Bill Keith, he did something cool. He put lyrics to the closing song, and I think I'm gonna be able to play it tonight, so you guys can learn the words if you want.
Oh, you mean he did an overlay of closed caption?
He did, and I think he tried to get the actual lyrics, because I don't even know what they are 100%.
Right on.
So that's cool. Who else? We got Tommy Tell the Truth in the house. D-Man, what's up? That was fun to have Saab the other week. Thank you for kind of being such a great bridge of his channel and ours. And who else? Ronna Lee is here, of course. Sandra Moore, nice to see you.
Ronna Lee is in Alaska.
Ooh.
Which, as anyone knows, used to be owned by Russia.
I can see Russia from my house.
Yeah, well, it's because it used to be Russia. They used to be just a connection of Russia, and Russia sold it to us. It's like it's worthless, just sell it to them. And then we found oil on it. And then we paid people to live there. Like Ronald Lee. Hopefully you get paid to be there. I hope you're not doing it for free.
Ronna Lee is a doll.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, we've got lots of wonderful people here tonight. Ironworks 92,000 is here. In fact, can I just play? I've been itching. So if you didn't catch Strange World, check it out. It was really great. Vlad ended up
You're going to play the Trump thing, aren't you?
Oh, you mean that was? We got recorded.
Why? What are you going to play?
I want to play the Trump thing. I do, but I want to play something else. So we were talking about mermaids really quick.
Merman.
Moisture is the essence of wetness, and wetness is the essence.
You'll have to forgive my friend DJ. He knows the entire movie Zoolander by heart. By heart. Blue Steel.
I wonder why, everybody.
It's not even close to being ready. I shouldn't even be talking about it.
I wonder why. That movie imprinted on me 20 years ago.
Yeah.
All right, but we're talking about mermaids and mermen, and
merman.
This always comes.
I would have been dead if it hadn't been for a passing merman who treated my wounds and carried me to safety. It sounds romantic, I know, but unfortunately, he was kind of the reverse of what you'd expect a merman to be.
I wish to make love to you.
Oh, no, thank you.
What are you talking about? I thought this was a woman's fantasy.
Yeah, but this is sort of the opposite. Like if you had a man's body and fish legs, then it'd be different.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't have a penis.
Well, but
See, there you go. I just poked a huge hole in your logic.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to say no.
Maybe I feel like you owe me a little. Ah,
damn it! Too good.
Wow.
Have you seen that before? Come on.
I had not seen that. Well, no, I was a Family Guy.
What?
No, I wasn't. I was an American Dad guy,
I like that.
which was a side thing for Seth, and but no, I was not a fan.
Can you do Roger?
The what?
Can you do a Roger impression?
No, I'm not going to try to do a Roger impression because Roger was one of my favorite television characters. Still is one of my favorite television characters ever because he is a mix of so many things. He is an alien playing using the voice of Paul Lynde, who was the center square in the 1970s, and he was also an actor in Bewitched. And he was a very snarky gay man. Let's put it that way.
So snarky. I wish I was that snarky. You guys
He
are
was
lucky.
amazingly snarky. Amazingly. He could just take digs at anyone. I mean, again, it takes something to be the center square on Hollywood Squares for as long as he was. And they would just feed him jokes. It was wonderful.
Well, I thought it was funny about the mermaids because, when you get to conspiracy land, we're like, what else have they lied about? What if there were weird creatures here that we don't know? We thought were mythical creatures that were real. Mermaids, unicorns, Bigfoots, whatever, big feet. That kind of thing. I think that's super fun about being a flat earther and just being like, yeah, all bets are off. What else? Where the earth is flat, and you know what else you guys don't know about? The freaking griffins and other creepy looking creatures that are half this, half that could all be very real. And from a time that maybe was wiped out, I look at that. A lot of this truther community looks at giant bones being repackaged as dinosaur bones. And so I find all of that just super interesting and can't write it off. We got to look into it. Werewolves, thank you. Who else? What else? Okay, Mark, you're frozen again.
Oh, sorry. So people send me emails and stuff while I'm in the show.
But I did think there was something else cool that we talked about in the Strange World was that AI Trump video. Should we play it again? I'm getting requests for it.
Yeah, do it.
That was really cool. So since we didn't get Trump's aliens and we don't get disclosure and blah, 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 they're going to push it out to the movie date. We're going to watch what should have happened this week.
What is restricted firewall mode?
It's flat. It's so flat. If you think about it, when you...
Oh my God, I hate this. All right, he's trying to say...
It's so flat. If you think about it, when you're driving or you're walking, it's flat. So it's really common sense. I did so well with the flat earthers. The flat earthers voted for me 99%, if you can imagine that, right? There's a few stupid ones out there, but that's okay. They knew the truth. Biden, he didn't even know if the ground below him was flat. And I told Elon, I said, Elon, are all the rockets fake? He said, sir, they are not fake, but I can't get through the firmament. They call it the firmament. It's a dome that's over the planet. It's like a snow globe, if you can think of it, especially when it's snowing. In space, the stars and other things, it's actually a painting on top of the dome. Now, I don't know who did all of this. But we're going to find out. They mentioned the firmament in the Bible. No one knows the Bible more than me. He sends the rockets out, and they make this crazy ghost cloud. That's what he's trying to get through the firmament. So it's really a sad situation. And I said, I'm the only person ever that can fix this because I'll break through the firmament. So first, we went to the edge. But I'm not going to tell you what happened just yet. You have to follow this channel to find out. I'm just going to say this. It was a total disaster.
So good.
The earth.
So good. So good.
Yeah. Again, he's that animated character talks better than he knows.
I know. I like the way he says the firmament. I don't know. I can't do it, but... Anywho, that's how AI should be used to drop the flat earth truths out there and get more people watching.
Yeah.
So good.
Good. I forgot about the New Zealand woman that called into the show.
Marby.
She, I wanted to ask her actually, because I did have a question. Which was, did Artemis get much traction in New Zealand? Because from what I can tell, in other countries, they just didn't give a crap if they heard about it at all. He was like they really downplayed it compared to the moon mission from, I don't know, 50 years ago.
Well, Artemis was kind of. Did you notice the astronauts making a lot more rounds recently? They did a bunch of appearances and they were on talk shows. So I do have some clips, and apparently Artemis, they released some new pictures. Let's see.
Oh, you got some?
Let's go through. What do we got? Hold, please.
So while DJ is looking for some pictures of decent Artemis, again, the fact that you have to look through, and they're still shots, right? They're not videos?
There was this. New planet. NASA just discovered a new planet in our orbit and has released the first images online.
What's this BS?
It's Neptune.
Oh, God. I see what you're doing there.
Did you see that? Oh my God, amazing.
Neptune. Very nice.
It's a new planet.
Yeah. I think David's proven how easy it is to fake shots. Right.
Yeah. So there was that. What else? More interesting.
Wow.
Over here, you heard that question?
Okay. See, can you guys see that? Can you see that?
I can. Yeah.
So this was when Artemis went to the White House, and it says, question is asked about new NASA headquarters, and Trump can't help but point out NASA administrators Jared Isaacman's large ears.
With those beautiful ears of yours, he's got great hearing now. He's got super hearing.
Trick of the trade, sir.
And what's the answer to that?
I think the answer to that is we're
over here. You heard that question? With those beautiful ears of yours, he's got great hearing now. He's got super hearing.
Trick of the trade.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest thing in the news I saw.
Yeah, they're just letting him just throw stuff everywhere. It doesn't really matter. He can say anything he wants.
I know, literally.
Absolutely anything he wants right now. And
I am very much in the camp of make Pluto a planet again. I would say we are doing some papers right now on, I think, a position that we would love to escalate through the scientific community to revisit this discussion and ensure that Clyde Tombaugh gets the credit he received once and rightfully deserves to receive again. I am very much in.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Yeah, Artemis, again, that died down fairly quickly, which was they're touring a little bit, but I think they're pulling back because quietly behind the scenes, they're already shelving the next year landing on the moon mission. It's already being like, nope. And I knew they wouldn't. You cannot do it. You faking a capsule, you could barely pull that off, and I mean barely pull that off. And yet you say, oh no, we're gonna have people walking around the moon. It's like, where are they gonna land? Where are they gonna walk around in? Are you gonna take a moon buggy? How's it gonna look? What's the footage gonna look like? What kind of cameras are you bringing? What's new? There's gonna be too many comparisons. Better be HD, better be 4K, better be 8K.
And what do you think? I mean, after this whole press tour and the astronauts having to go through all these, appearances, they're probably not wanting to do this again. I would imagine.
No, they're not. This team won't even be the ones that they've already said they're coming to the end of their careers anyway. So I mean, come on, she's 47, and the others aren't that much younger. So what are we? No, it's not going to happen. Nope. This was it was just an America 250 thing. That's all it was. Just to put it out there. It's like, yeah, America, remember us? Yeah. Remember how great we used to be and innovative?
There's a lot more clips of them. Actually, I could play a couple things.
What do we got?
Let's see. I don't remember exactly what these are, but can you see this?
This crew doesn't do anything alone, so friends are up here too. Thank you so much for having us. I just have to get another round of applause for our teammates that are out here. You guys. You did it. You did it. You absolutely did it.
Seems
So what does NASA have in common with NASDAQ? Other than the fact that it's really hard to tell them apart in a loud room of mingling, you might go technology. Of course, that's something we have in common, but I think it runs a lot deeper than that. Because at NASA, our true job is to create markets with every single project we have. And to be a government market maker means that you pursue the things of value that aren't yet economically viable and no more. Then you hand it off. You hand the baton to places like this, where you further optimize those markets. You do it in an open field where we minimize friction and optimize innovation. Also, like you, human spaceflight has the curious job of taking this one particular variable and not minimizing it, but understanding it. Risk.
Yeah.
To know risk is to make decisions that benefit the most people in the world. And finally, what else do we share? We share innovation.
Cart.
You all innovate with building. We do so with wonder. We show what collaboration.
Okay. Boring, right?
Oh no, dude, I was already nodding off there.
Sorry, I think I lost a few people. I'm back.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, that's the kind of stuff they're doing.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff they're doing. Wearing, they're going to wear out. Hopefully, they've got 2 or 3 sets of those jumpsuits.
Right. We got to remind everyone we're astronauts. But
We're
yeah,
astronauts.
the whole reason of playing that is like, okay, does it even seem she's recalling an experience?
No, she's just selling a product there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, that's what we're going to do.
So, okay, but something I did think that was interesting. I don't know if this is authentic. What do you guys think in chat? It was a re-entry video that they posted. I'm going to see if you guys saw this one.
What do you mean if it's authentic?
Well, if true,
They posted it, it's not real.
not real, but
Does
this
it
AI or is
look
it
pretty good?
from NASA put out? That's what I was trying to say.
Sure. Let's take a look. And we have a glow happening, and the capsule is now on fire. And we added music and little sound things to it. Yep, can't be faked. Looks real to me. There's no way an effect team at all could be faked. I should quit flattering.
Those sound effects. The squeak.
Yeah, right.
Nothing inside the capsule. Not shaking.
How long does this run? This is time lapse, right? Yeah, it's time lapse.
Sorry.
By the way, we should be seeing these from other objects, when the ISS does their thing. A lesser version of it, but we should see it.
Right.
Yeah.
So womp womp.
And again, heated up, super hot, and yet hits the drink, no problem. No, not only is it they're not massive, things of steam, but there's no steam. at all. It's fine. There's the ocean temperature is what?
That's what the problem
50
was.
degrees.
I heard him first. I said, hold on.
Oh, are you guys hearing that?
I can hear it. Or I could hear it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm just testing out some other stuff. So anywho, I don't know. There was a couple of things I could try to find. They were on Jimmy Kimmel doing little appearances. I think that was them opening NASDAQ. So they're making the rounds more than I thought. They're not doing quite sit down interviews. So it'd be interesting if they do a long form podcast style. Like why wouldn't Joe Rogan want to have him on?
Right. In fact, yeah. Why aren't they on Joe Rogan? Any of them?
There's been astronauts, but not well-known astronauts on his podcast.
Right.
And
I had the rare privilege of talking with Terry Virts back in the day.
Oh, this is interesting. D-Man says they're in damage control. That's interesting. Probably, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the social media world just hit him like a truck, which was they're like, nope, not by. There was too many. I've said it. You have, if you're doing a live, we'll just call it a live stage performance for 10 days, you're never going to be able to do it flawlessly. You just cannot do it flawlessly. And the mistakes that they made stay on the internet forever now. You're not going to be able to pull them back. They're out there and they're being passed around, and too many people that aren't tied to our community are talking about it. But those people we know about, through degrees of separation, we know who they are. So,
so the damage control thing, that makes perfect sense. Oh, so that's a good, because this is another, with them getting roasted, this is like pretty much sums it up. Here we go. This is supposed to be unedited footage from Reed Weissman's phone of the
right, where he stuck it out the window.
First of all, the moon looks so bad there, fake. Yep. The moon's also apparently moving, and so it's just all weird.
Yeah, and see, that's what the problem was. Because I heard him first. I said, hold on. I said, hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Because then I start to taste them. I say, and then I start to smell them. So it's like the smell like tastes like other. So I knew something was wrong. I knew something.
Yeah, that's the internet right now. Just
that's the internet.
Yeah. Taste right.
Nobody. It's very easy now it's way easier to create doubt now than it was back, even 10 years ago. And we warned people so many times, like, if you see, come on, community, take credit for this, which was when you tell people for 10 years, it's like, NASA's fake, NASA's fake, NASA's fake. If they ever go to the moon again, it's going to be stupid. It's going to be stupid. It's going to be fake. And then they do it. They didn't have a chance. One mistake, they would have been in trouble. But a dozen mistakes? Oh no. Nope.
So we got this. Then this is them. I found the clip of them on Kimmel, or maybe it was Fallon. Let's see.
You put him on a couch.
But Jimmy, you have to
be a part of this.
I'm part of the mission. You really have to physicalize this. So can you?
And if you're not touching it, it's not like
great.
being in Ryan. So yeah, you get in there.
Okay, you stand right there.
Yeah. All right. So just go ahead and work for the next 12 hours. Get very busy.
No, this is not.
Yeah,
by the way,
except we have to physically
and
be
I want to
touching
get
it all
down here.
times.
What you
I need to get some water.
Hey, Christina.
Okay, hold on.
Is that your
there
water?
There you go. That is mine.
Can you pass me
that?
I will pass you that.
That's exactly what it feels like.
No way.
100%.
And you were all patient with each other?
We were.
You were patient.
Yeah.
Yeah, you spent 10 days together like that.
You kind of had no choice.
Yeah.
You really did.
After 3 years of training together, a lot.
Yeah.
I'll say, I do think we kind of surprised ourselves. Late in the mission, we were like, we gave each other a lot of grace.
A lot of grace. Good for you. Yeah.
But Jimmy, you have to.
Yeah.
Oh, fake.
Yeah, that was pretty fluffy. Put him on Rogan.
I know we need a 3-hour breakdown of the entire mission. I would love to see that.
Yeah,
I would love to see it. please, one by one, each astronaut give their testimony on Mr. Joe Rogan.
Yep.
You know, he's the one who just either, like you guys always say, he's in on it, he knows he's lying, or he's just waking up slowly but surely.
Well, waking back up. Remember, he was the guy back in the day. He was that guy. He was the lead anti-NASA advocate when nobody else was attacking it that hard. He was. And again, I thought it was hilarious because maybe he got it from the inspiration when he was playing the character. Look up Joe Rogan's early career. He was an actor, and not a bad one either, by the way. He played a conspiracy maintenance guy in a very funny show called News Radio. Right. With a great cast. And he was that guy, you know, that would come in and you know, the maintenance guy that would come through and just throw out these comments about what's happening in the world and what you should really believe, and he was good.
I know I've watched a few clips just because I was curious one day how his acting, what were his acting chops
at all. He's had a very storied career. I mean, he's done a lot of different stuff. You know, he did, you know, between the game show stuff that he did, the wrestling stuff that he did, the straight acting, and then podcast. Who knew that podcasting was going to be the one
that catapults him to superstardom and fame and fortune? Yeah. Well, look, I liked his podcast about 10 years ago when I started watching and kind of caught I was interested in the alien narrative because he's interested in UFOs and aliens. So I was like, oh, this is cool. Even though I didn't fully, you know, I wasn't a big fan of him. I know him from the Fear Factor era of his life, which kind of
Fear Factor
some fame from being the host on Fear Factor. And that show was pretty funny for a couple seasons, right?
Yeah.
Eating the worms and spitting them out and eating it back. I was disgusting. Oh my God. I would love to find that clip though. That would be funny.
But yeah, and then he, you know, went really pro right wing. And I remember him on the cover of, was it bow hunting magazines and stuff, you know, like eat what you kill, you know, that whole stuff that he did. And then happy for him. Great. Fantastic.
Well, look, I think he's actually got a great memory, so I give him credit for that. And the interviews that I've seen over the years, some of fantastic podcast episodes with Jordan Peterson or you know, Graham Hancock, Randall Carlson. And what's interesting is that Randall Carlson, I guess, is headlining some sort of similar to maybe a Truth or Con type of conference or expo in Sedona. Yeah. And I heard that JT Follows JC is going to be there with one of his other co-hosts from their podcast, which I've been enjoying. And it's just kind of wild how the different conspiracy camps are going to start merging with these other, you know, it's Randall Carlson, who thinks that we had an ice age 10,000 years ago and that it's going to come back, is a little bit of a conspiracy theorist that way when it comes to our history. And same with Graham Hancock, who thinks they're covering up our history. They haven't quite made the leap over to the flat realization and that our history is a lie and there was things here. So they've got pieces of the puzzle. And so as those people start to mix with other conspiracy theorists, these worlds are starting to converge. And that means we'll get, it's kind of like what you say, we're not going to come for you, but we'll come for your friends, your family, your kids, your wives, your husbands, and then you won't be able to deny the conversation. And so that's slowly starting to permeate into other
and that's been happening, which I've very much enjoyed watching people I used to throw that not necessarily as a scare tactic, but I just say you have people in your circles right now that are flat earthers. You just don't know it yet. They live among you right now. You know,
yes.
And they're people you know in your office. In fact, when you go to a family gathering like a Thanksgiving, chances are there's going to be one or two at that table which are going to be kind of aware. Oh, they'll be in the closet. But
for sure. But that's the thing. Once they're 1 degree of separation from Joe Rogan, then the conversation goes even more mainstream, because if you get Randall Carlson on the flat side, he's a regular guest over many years, and he's like, you know what, we need to talk about this, or he behind the scenes talks about it with Graham Hancock, and they come to Joe Rogan like, so we have something to share. Or Jimmy Corsetti, who's really big into ancient history and archaeology. It's going to be one of those guys would be my prediction that start to come around and boom, flat Earth becomes, again, we get more and more influencers on our side, more and more celebrities, more and more content creators that are speaking out, and that's all happening. And Artemis was a huge proponent for that. So speaking of characters, have you come to interpret the alien ambassadors?
Nico just comes to torture me. That's what she does.
You know what, Mark? Actually, yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. Coming to torture you.
Yeah.
Hi, Mark.
Hello.
Hi, Mark.
Yes, I know. One, Nico is very aware of my weakness to ASMR. And
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Yes.
Mhm.
You're killing me.
Well, hello, darling. How are you?
Hi. Hi, DJ. Hi, Mark. How's it going, guys?
Were we
Alex
talking about
actually
first?
made me come on, and so I'm doing this for him. He's orchestrating off scene. He's puppeteering me, actually.
Perfect. You're our high-functioning sociopath.
Yes, thank you very much. I like it.
And then they
So-
read the Macarena. I need you to dance to the Macarena, please. Too cute, too cute.
Okay, so you guys, there's a lot of things happening right now.
Please, Shower, tell us.
Please,
You
go
see
ahead.
our-
Oh my gosh, from The Scientist, which you just covered, Amy Askins, she's like completely insane, and I completely understand where she's coming from. And the Utah stuff with the data centers, and everybody is like, oh my God, the data centers, and they want all that water because they just want to like siphon it to the underground bunkers of the elites. And there is like, there are so many things happening in the conspiracy esoteric world that are just kind of blowing my mind. And I kind of like sitting back and just watching it. I kind of like being like, look at that.
I know. Well, we definitely see it happening.
Do we really see it happening? Or do we not want to see it happening? Because I don't want to see it happening. Like, I just want to go back to like the 80s where like music was cool and like
Sure.
everyone was cool with everybody else and nobody knew what anybody else was doing. There was no like global elite except for George
That's
Bush.
when they were getting away with it a lot easier. But in Act 3, that's when the information starts to leak. So we're kind of just at that point in the storyline, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Where now we have to deal with the fact that we can expose them, and that's the Rebel Alliance's job.
That's what I feel like Spirit Airlines is doing, actually.
But
As they were
Well-
dying?
Spirit Airlines. So there's this dude.
losing your luggage and
No, Spirit's gone, by the way.
I have, yes, Spirit Airlines is totally gone. They had like JetBlue tried to acquire them, Frontier tried to acquire them. It was like a whole like, they were like, no, it's going to be a monopoly and blah, blah, blah. And I have had my fair share of Spirit Airlines like debauchery in the past. Like literally I have video of me arguing with a Spirit Airlines person when they changed it, because you don't understand what Spirit Airlines used to be in like the New York hub, but I used to fly from New York to Detroit all the time because we lived in Brooklyn, so LaGuardia was way closer to ERW or JFK, so we would get to fly out of there. There have been several times where I thought I was going to die on a Spirit Airlines, but do you know the only flight, Mark, and you're going to like this because you like plane crashes. My aunt and uncle died on a plane crash when I was 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
Okay. It was the biggest plane crash in Michigan. It was Flight 255 out of Detroit Metro. They were flying to Phoenix. They died. So eating my Saturday morning cartoons and listening to like new things on, Flight 255, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like eating my fucking cereal listening to this, because usually your like family member doesn't die in like a fucking plane crash. Mine
Right.
did. Well, Spirit Airlines is the only airline that has never had a plane crash.
whoa. So they quit while they were ahead.
Yes, they quit while they're ahead. So now, fast forward to present day, Spirit Airlines goes crashes, right?
Yeah.
Well, this dude who's like I don't want to use autistic as a bad thing in any way, but he's like, I'm autistic and I love aviation, and I think that Spirit Airlines should be, owned by the people. So he started a website to buy Spirit Airlines for the people. So you can pledge $45 in order to become like a part of the new Spirit Airlines. He's raised like $100 million already for the people to buy a publicly traded company, which I think is actually really important, because how else are the people going to buy back America? We got to buy back the things that are, getting us to Miami when we want to go to spring break.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Good point.
Anyways.
Well,
so-
you're going to be very important when the aliens do show up, and quite busy interpreting for all of us. I look forward to that day. You're like, they said they want a cheeseburger. Jeez, painting your nails.
No, dude, they want a Royale with cheese. They don't want a cheeseburger.
They
want a Royale with
cheese. I can see it now. It's going to be hanging on your every word. Thank you for your time.
Okay, bye.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye. She's hilarious.
Yep.
What about this guy? Joe, welcome to the Strange Lounge.
Hi, DJ. Hi, Mark.
Hello.
Welcome
Thanks for
back.
having me.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
And what's on your mind?
Oh, it's about the alien revelation.
Ooh, okay.
I think the alien revelation cannot occur yet. I have several reasons for this, because the implications are terrible. First of all, aliens hate Jesus Christ. Are you aware of that?
I am not aware of that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I forgot the source, but when some people were talking to aliens, they mentioned Jesus Christ, and the aliens were not very favorable. They did not have good vibes with Jesus Christ. So for the aliens to show up in the White House or in Brussels, that has huge implication. In my opinion, that will instigate the Christian genocide, because the Christian world believes that Jesus Christ and Christianity is what will help people out. And with the alien advent, you're substituting Christianity with something very different. And before the alien, when they divulge the alien personas appearing in public eye, I think the internet must be tightly censored by that time, so that you will have less damage control. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of Christians, a lot of people just attacking, these alien visitors. What do you think?
Well, I definitely think that is very real, because I think demons are disguising themselves as aliens.
Yes,
I think that's the whole point of this. I think it's a giant deception of demonic, and they pretend to be aliens. I think we all a lot of us are there. Like, yeah, if we can't leave the Earth and we're in an enclosed system and it's a pressurized pizza dome, blah, 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 the aliens are not from outer space. If they're not from outer space, then they've been here all along. If they've been here all along, how have they survived? They're probably some sort of entities that were cast out, contained, confined, imprisoned. And I think our history is much more rich and wild, where the whole mating with the humans and the Titans and all of these mythological stories are true, and the biblical narrative is unfolding before our eyes. And you guys know I feel that way, and I think that's how we know the future. Read the book, read a start, like Mark's great advice last episode is read the Bible from start to finish. That was 101 don't get your knickers in a pinch advice.
Yeah, written in 1940.
So
yeah. Is the government complicit in this alien revelation?
They're participating.
Yeah, because if the government is involved here, then they must have damage control ready for any pushback, right?
Mm-hmm. But they're the ones pushing the whole space narrative, so it's somehow they're intertwined, connected, cohorts. They're doing it. They're, in my opinion.
Anyway, regarding aliens, I'd like to bring out Bugonia, the movie, which Mark Sargent suggested that we should watch.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching Bugonia a few weeks ago, and it's very interesting because remember when Emma Stone decides to report back with the other aliens, right? She went into the closet, and guess what? How did she appear before her alien peers? She had to come out from the water.
Right.
You know that references the firmament is covered with water.
Yeah.
So I had to mention that. And you see the proportion of the flat Earth regarding the proportion of Emma Stone in her alien proportion.
Yep.
That is reminiscent of the Legend of the Jews story, where Enoch was the prophet Enoch. The seventh generation from Adam. He was translated into the throne of God, and he was given wings, and he was transformed into this Metatron angel, and his wings exceeded the span of the flat Earth. So that was interesting. So
wow.
it seems that this Bugonia movie had more research going on into it regarding the proportion of the Earth and the proportion of the gods beyond the firmament. So you may want to read about it in the Legend of the Jews.
All right.
Interesting. That was interesting. Cool.
That's all. I had to let it out. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for popping in, Joe. You're the best from the Philippines.
All right, man.
See you.
Thank you. Thank you. Who else? Guys, I'll drop the link in chat if you want to come join us. Come say hello, share your thoughts. What are we missing? What's interesting? Help us out. If not, I got more videos to play.
What you got?
I got Tim Dillon, comedian, also on Joe Rogan quite often. A pretty funny guy. Let's see what he had to say this week about everything. So, let me get this. Let me add to the stage. Here we go. Tim Dillon, comedian.
This is Trump talking about declassifying all the UFO info. Because, by the way, we're in a war with Iran. The Epstein files, the rest of them are not going to see the light of day. There's going to be no prosecutions. Gas prices are dramatically rising. The cost of food is rising. Everything's going up. And the last thing that they have here is to basically go, and there's alien bases under the water. There's aliens maybe in the center of the earth that are interdimensional beings that maybe they come get you in the middle of the night. Stop bothering us about this war. Here we are, President Trump.
Well, I think we're going to be releasing as much as we can. They want to find out about the UFOs and anything having to do with UFO.
By the way, they're putting it all out in a week. Their goal is for you to have a nervous breakdown. The best case scenario here is that you have a nervous breakdown and are taken out of a Trader Joe's in a stretcher. This underscores the need for a ballroom with the many subterranean layers and a command center as well. Here he is talking about the ballroom.
I'm building the safe ballroom. And this has bulletproof glass. This has, this is the highest level of security.
It's a secure ballroom. Also, there's aliens that are going to kill you tonight. Do you see how it all works? And you're supposed to not go insane. We have interdimensional time traveler demons, but the ballroom is secure because there's bulletproof glass. You see? Doesn't it all make sense? Doesn't it all add up to anyone?
No.
Can we watch this? This is Trump talking about declassifying all the UFO info. Because, by the way, we're in a war with Iran. The Epstein files.
Yeah.
So, right?
Yeah, pile it on. Again, people forget it's only the first week of May. And we've had a lot happen already. So, hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, welcome, Vlad.
No, you guys.
I saw you nodding along, so we want to get your thoughts on that too.
Man, he's right on the money. I think it's I'm hoping that a lot of everybody is just going to look at it and be like, whatever, that's bull.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen, but I think we're going to have the people that actually fall for it. And then what I feel, because of that whole ballroom thing, he's going to be like, and while these aliens are out here, I'm going in the ballroom. And then people are just going to lose their damn minds, like being pissed off. It's just a mixture. And even though I think it's fake, and many of us think it's fake, I feel it's a mixture of being pissed off, all this nonsense going on. People done forgot about the Epstein files and everything else. Like everything's happening at once. So I kind of think we're on the money with it.
And it's got the imagination going of the public. I mean, all the indoctrination, it has been generations of this alien talk. So now people are ready. They're like, give it to us. And, you know, they're thinking they're coming to hide. It's like the Rush. They want to do the anime Rush of Area 51. What was that called? The Naruto Rush. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Nibiru?
Not Nibiru. It was some anime character just like rushing.
Naruto.
Yes.
Naruto.
So that's just, there's like all the new age, this is why it's important to kind of have a taste of everything. You want to know your scientific background of what they tell us the cosmos are. You want to hear the new age people and how they think the aliens are going to be in our intergalactic brethren. And then you want to have this kind of, flat earth intro to, hey, if we can't leave, who are these people? And that's the biblical narrative ties into all of that. And being skeptical, right? Because the alien people, they think they're coming to help us.
Yes, and while they're doing that, they're going to use this alternative media, the Sabby Sabs, Jimmy Dores, Candace Owens, and all the Joe Rogans and stuff, right? These are the new people that appear as if we could trust them. They're going to use them to push this alien agenda, I feel. Those guys are going to come out, and because they're the alternative media, they're the ones that broadcast inside their house. It's guys like the Young Turks and stuff like that. Those are the people that now people are starting to trust for news. Even though the people might claim that they're like awakened, they're more enlightened, so they don't trust World News Tonight or NBC. They're going to trust those guys. Those guys are going to push this alien nonsense, I feel. And then that's your majority of people that are going to go along with the story. And this is what's going to help start that whole new 15-minute city thing, I feel. And it's almost like they don't have to say we're making 15-minute cities. They're just, you know what I'm saying? They're what's that? They're tilling the ground. They're fertilizing the earth for this to just be a natural thing, just based off of the circumstances of how they've just made everything. Gas expensive, flights are expensive because gas is expensive, and everything else that follows with it. Cars are now going to be wired into the grid as of 2026 because of the Jobs Act, right? Not 2026, but 2027. This is stuff that Joe Biden has put into play, right? Where your cars are going to have your kill switches in them. Anything that you buy, I believe, after 2027. But personally, I think your cars, if they're, mostly motherboard cars, they've got a kill switch in them anyway. We just don't know about it.
So do they do alien introduction before all that or after?
I think it's going to be a mix, and a lot of it is just going to be kind of seasoned in as time goes on, and we'll be like, oh, well, we need that because this is happening. Or, well, we need that because, well, gas is kind of expensive, so I wasn't planning on going far anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just going to be added in, and before you know it, we won't recognize where the hell we live. Like, we 20 years ago will look like Fantasyland. It'll look like a place that we've never, you know what I'm saying?
Sure. No, I wonder why, Mark, why have they not just announced life on Mars and shown us something? Or is it because it's too risky?
Well, I mean, first off, if you're going to announce life on Mars, how are you going to do it? With what, the rover?
Yeah, like we took soil sample, we heat it up. There's microbes literally everywhere.
It's not enough. The general public wants more than that. Microbes doesn't excite anybody. There's not much you can do short of a little green hoppy thing that like climbs all over the rover. Nothing's going to impress anybody. You say stuff like microbes and something hidden in the ice or whatever it is. The general public says, "Oh, it's nerd speak," right? Yeah. Only the nerds would care about it. Yeah. So you got to hit them over the head.
That was a telltale sign for me when I was trying to process all this information of like space isn't real. the Earth is contained. And I'm like, okay, when I started to think back to all these missions to Mars, and they've allegedly been there since 97 or 96 with rovers. And, you know, there was this really great, at the time, I thought it was great. It was a Will Smith documentary on the Earth and how he goes to one of those really extreme places on our home. And it's like those bubbling hot, like what am I thinking of? Like a geyser that's been much inundated with sulfur, and it's kind of bubbling over, and he does a soil sample or like whatever of the pond, and they magnify instantly how much life there was in this extremophiles, I think they were called.
Right.
And they did it instantly. Like there's little devices that they can do so quick. It's like, why don't these rovers have something attached? And so they always say, well, we haven't found anything. That's because they're lying about this place altogether.
Right.
So the more they just be like, oh, we can't really get there. No, there's no really life. No, it's so far away. It just adds to the lie. And meanwhile, NASA's raking in the dough, right?
Yeah.
DJ, yo, I don't know if you know, Mark, you might know because you just know all kinds of weird, crazy stuff. But they were on Mars apparently back in 1975 with the freaking Viking 1, Viking 2 probes.
Right.
Ooh.
Right.
That's the claim. Nobody's fucking talking about it.
Right.
Everybody's just talking about the rover. But
Right.
1975, around the time that they launched, what's the probe that's like way out in space? Just
Voyager.
Voyager
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
Around that same time, they launched the Viking. You shake it. I'm telling you, it's crazy, bro. They
Yeah.
launched the Viking 1, the Viking 2. Basically, the Viking 2, I think, is the terrestrial probe, the Martian probe, and then Viking 1 is its like its outside planetary counterpart. Yeah. Yeah.
Good reference, because that's before my time, so I don't even know.
My time too, bro.
Yeah, you guys can look it up. Viking, September 1975, 333-day cruise to Mars. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they've just been lying. I mean, back in the 70s, obviously they were more bold than when they realized they had to kind of reel it in a bit, until just this year they decided to do a fly around the moon on autopilot without having to worry about anything. You know, it was crazy.
Yeah. It's caution, because even Elon Musk, as soon as he backed out and he said, hey, I'm going to start to focus my attention to the moon now, right? He totally went away from Mars. And this is something that anybody with any sense was saying, like, yo, if you're going to go all the way to California from New York, don't you think you might want to stop in Pennsylvania for at least snacks? I don't care if you drive, if you drive a Tesla or something that's, good on mileage and stuff. You want to stop somewhere in between. Why are you just going to drive all the way to California and just stop? And basically saying, if you're going to go to Mars, why wouldn't you make a pit stop at the moon? Or why wouldn't you make a pit stop on a local rock? I don't know, something. But this is stuff that they've been mentioning for years. Oh, we're going to Mars. And even Obama was like, oh, we're going to go to Mars, and we've already done the moon. That's old stuff. We want to go to Mars now. And I'm like, that doesn't make no sense though. So now Elon Musk kind of brought it into our view and said, hey, instead of going to Mars, now I'm going to focus SpaceX's efforts towards going to the moon and making that work. And I'm like, yeah, because they know everybody's onto their BS. That's really what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, man,
well, hey,
it's cool. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, no,
Thank you
always
for having
here.
me on.
Thanks for popping by
Yeah.
and listening in on chat. That was great. Have a good night. Are you headed out, or do you want to watch another video with us?
Man, I'll watch another video with y'all. See what you
Okay,
doing.
so back to the alien talk, because it's kind of the thread and of tonight's episode. So we don't get the Trump files. The UFO people and the New Agers, they're thinking this is time. And so that's where I think Flat Earth is rising with this tide of the people that believe in aliens and haven't ever looked into Flat Earth or heard about it or know about it or think it's even possible, right? So it's kind of their two trains of thoughts converging right now to what is the truth is coming. And so that's why I think they have to pull the alien card sooner than later, because there's too many people that realize space isn't real. So if Flat Earth hits a tipping point and we get that 100 monkey effect, and all of a sudden everybody's like, space, no such thing, hogwash, then they can't play the alien card, right? So we got to do the whole reveal. And so if you're the New Ager, who I used to be this person, I was like very nanu, ready for the alien invasion, beam me up, get me out of here kind of a thing. Embarrassing, hell. my God, thank God I figured something out. Thank you, Lord. But there's people that are very much like wanting to make contact, and here we go. We're gonna watch one. So let's see what she's got to say. You can see that.
Yep.
Y'all, it would be aliens. 17 weeks ago, I made a video informing Instagram that aliens would be coming. The aliens will be here soon. People asked me if I was okay or on shrooms. Right after the Epstein files come out, Obama just happens to frolic along and say,
they're real, but I haven't seen them, and
aliens are real. This is actually called diversionary tactic, which is a strategic action used to take attention away from the primary issue at focus. Then, as if they were two teammates on a football field, Trump gently takes the football from Obama. First, he softly reprimands his friend.
Well, he ain't classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that.
So aliens are real.
Well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you he gave classified information.
Notice how unfazed Trump looks. This is actually one of Trump's skills. He is acting bored and disinterested because he knows that he is a prism for the press. He knows whatever he acts disinterested in, the press focuses on. Then Trump said he is directing the Secretary of War to begin the process of releasing government files related to UFOs and aliens. The reason I was right, excuse me, about the aliens is because you can feel the cultural heat and tension rising to the surface. There's too much truth coming forward. And one way to divert the awakening that comes from truth is through diversionary war. This is an international relations term that defines a war created by a country to distract a population from domestic issues, into channeling the rage of the populace into anything but focusing on the PD. This is actually what happened in the 1970s during the People's Revolution in China. Rage was redirected to usher in Mao's power. And who did they use as puppets for this revolution? The youth. They had the youth of China channel their anger at ancient tradition, officials, and intellectuals of the day. Today, it isn't just the youth being used. It is races being persuaded to hate each other, to do crime to each other. Just as Mao directed the youth to attack, the media of today influences different races to attack one another. And why the focus on race wars? Because race is superficial. Conditioning humans to think that someone who looks different from them is a threat is a great way to prepare the mind for alien wars. I'm not on mushrooms. If you like my videos and want a handmade artisanal mushroom.
Okay.
She's great, by the way.
Not on mushrooms. Here's some
Bless her
mushrooms.
heart.
there.
Bless her heart. Nico, that could be you. Thank God.
Yeah, don't put her and Nico in the same room.
Nico,
the universe will start to implode.
Thank you. Yes. So you guys see it. You see, this is my point. This lives a lovely lady who's got a piece of the puzzle here, but she's still deceived because for whatever reason, right? So, but she's also primed to start to get exposed to why flat Earth is so important and why this movement matters, why we even talk about it. It's like, why does it matter? It matters because of this. If someone like her figures out, you know what, I've studied aliens, I studied what they're doing, and then I realized there's no outer space, holy shit, this is demonic BS. And now I go, okay, let me turn to faith. Excuse my language, but come on, that's what happens to many of us. We go, you know what, it's in God's hands because this place is too gnarly. And that happened to me, and it's happening out there to millions.
Yeah. And it's important, I feel, for the louder, the bigger voices to come out and say something, right? So we could get to that tipping point. I feel it's close. I feel it's close, even though we're getting attacked. Like every day new information comes. Every day's just something different. Even though it's looking a little bit grim for us, at the same time, through the grimness, I feel that there is like it feels like there's hope. I don't know how else to put it. Feels like there's hope. Maybe
there's always hope.
Always hope.
So like D-Man is back there. I want to get off. So
D-Man, what's up?
No, stay on. Keep me company.
Oh,
yeah. Welcome, D-Man, to Strange Lounge.
What's up, guys? What's up, Mark, DJ, Ironworks, guys? I'm a fan of all of you.
Yeah, you're so sweet. You're awesome.
So, like, looking at this girl saying all this stuff, I don't know what the rest of the public is thinking about aliens. I think they're like whatever for the most part. But when it comes to flat Earth, either they get the visceral reaction, like, oh, you crazy, you dumb, or a lot of them are just like, I don't know, why does it matter? But it's one of those things again, man, like they don't see the value in it. Not just yet, but It's going to be an odd time when we get to that point. Go ahead, man. My bad.
Let me ask you guys a question. Have you been wandering around looking at this Artemis? Everybody talking about the Artemis. I have never seen any of these space missions get talked about worse than the Artemis. I have literally seen people who said, "I'm not even a flat earther, and this looks bad."
Yeah,
that's how bad it is. So I'm all for NASA going. I think they should go somewhere every week. You know, I'm all for it. Because this is just going to open up more eyes as this goes on.
Yeah.
Because people are ripping apart all the videos. People are finding artifacts around everything. Artifacts that shouldn't be there, meaning they're using some kind of augmented reality, virtual reality, CGI, whatever you want to call it. I mean, stuff disappearing, people's fingers disappear. I mean, I say they do it every week. I'm all for it.
Man, D-Man, here's the thing. When I see this whole stuff is disappearing, look, has anybody taken a freaking cruise anywhere? Like a cruise? I don't know, Mexico, anywhere.
Cancun.
Right? You get on the cruise, you take your little cell phone and stuff, and then everywhere you go, you video everything. If you were to show me that footage right now, you know what I'm not going to see? Some kind of weird anomaly. I'm not going to see your fingers disappearing. I'm not going to see people in the background glitching out because of some weird reason. You're never going to see that. When you do real things, you do real things. When you video real things, you video them. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to have somebody say, "What's that in the background?" unless there is actually something in the background that you just didn't see. You know what I'm saying?
Why does it look like you're holding a glass and then all of a sudden there's no glass in your hand?
Bro, you know how many people have gone on ships where that other people have never or shall never go on? Submarines, airplanes that do weird kinds of stuff. They video themselves, they video these occurrences, and there's never a damn issue. All NASA has done damn near every time, we find problems with it. We find problems with it. And here's my challenge. I challenge you, and I challenge anybody that's listening. Just show a regular video. If you find problems with it, then you find problems with it. Maybe you just didn't know. But there's a good chance that you won't find problems with it. Because real people do real stuff. NASA has zero excuse. These globe people have zero excuse. And there's no more debate. That's it.
Yeah. Agreed. Well put.
Yeah. They did it with Tim Peake when Bush went to the NASA. They were rolling Bush. He was in a wheelchair and they're rolling him by. And the camera angle caught the CGI grid screen, and Tim Peake is like rolling his hand around something that isn't there. I mean, they've been.
I know why that happened, by the way, because it just occurred to me when it was happening, because you have two completely different jurisdictions, which you have the NASA crew, but you also have the presidential crew that's rolling through there, and they're filming the presidential thing. And so when they're filming this stuff, the presidential crew has priority over whatever's being shot there in NASA, because they were shooting it. So they didn't care what was in the background. All they cared about was how does George Bush Sr. look in this shot. Didn't even occur to them what was behind him. They weren't even looking, but they had final say over that edit.
Yeah.
And only later NASA's like, oh crap.
They didn't know and didn't care.
Didn't know and didn't care.
Yeah.
Didn't care. Well, I mean, they didn't know what they were looking at the time. I'm sure whoever was shooting that shot, because again, all that guy, whoever was shooting that shot of Bush was like, nope, just got to make sure I got in front of him, make sure he looks good. He's waving at the people. He's like, hi, how you doing?
You want to know something about the whole not caring thing? It makes so much sense, because I remember seeing that lady astronaut, I think she's an Italian, where she was sitting there, and the next thing you know, that teddy bear just appeared out of nowhere. And it even made it seemed like it made that noise too. Like that, like it got phased into the scene. And so while I'm watching it, I'll be honest with you, it didn't even occur to me that it wasn't real. I was like, well, that's just what happens.
Yeah.
She's in space. It didn't click at all, even though the whole thing was fake.
Or at the very least, you would have thought, well, okay, it was a real plushie toy, but they added some special effects to make it look like you're just beamed in there.
For the kids.
But the reality is, oh no, there is no plushie toy.
Wow.
At all.
Yep.
That's the genius of it. People are like, which is why Artemis got away with it. It's like, okay, we're going to use the same kind of plushie toy for 10 days. It's like, okay, let's see how that goes.
That's what got them, was that then they started having anomalies
Yep.
with the layering not working right, like the guy grabbing something and then putting in his hand and there's nothing there. It's like, okay, now
that
we
drives
know.
me nuts because the trolls don't even want to address it. It's like, have you ever like, if I picked up my, this little cup holder thing over here, have I ever in my life went over, not picked up the cup holder, but still moved my empty hand over to my left to put it over here? No. If you don't pick it up, you keep reaching for it until you pick it up. And this guy, unless you're talking about something that's not there, right? He's trying to reach for it. He thinks he's got it. He puts it away, but all of a sudden he realizes, crap, it didn't actually go. Yeah.
It's a layering problem.
It's a layering problem.
And the other thing they caught was that the lady had something on her lap and her hand made a shadow.
Yeah,
and
that
everything
was the big
around.
one.
Yeah.
That was the big one. That was the plushie toy. And honestly, I can't get too mad at him for that one because, like, ooh, that was an honest mistake. But remember, DJ knows this, where it's like all it takes is one person to catch that, right? Because most people, 99% of people didn't catch it, but everyone, in the critical thinking community is just staring at every frame, and then all of a sudden, ooh, there we go. No shadow on the plushie toy. Well done, guys. All you had to do was wear dark pants. You wouldn't have seen it.
Yep.
But no, you went with tan pants.
Yeah. Yep. A woman who I know who does, who's on from another channel, who has never spoken about space ever.
Yeah.
She has no interest in it. Started to watch because she listened to Vlad and me and Sov and all the other guys that are around, Roger Ledwell.
Yeah.
And she started to look for the things that we were talking about. And she spent an entire day ripping apart every video she could find. And she was like, I can't believe they're doing this. It's like, you're just getting it now. Like, that's how awesome Artemis is. Artemis, please go do another mission tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
Oh, that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying at the end of every Strange World now, God bless Artemis, because they generated so much content for us. And part of the biggest problem other than doing it live, which again, NASA, if you're listening, don't do it live anymore. You cannot pull it off anymore. Is that it's in an age of media where everything's flash and glitz, and come on, we can find amazing entertainment all over the place if we want to. You're showing us blank space, right? Dead black space, and nothing. There's nothing there, and you're doing this for 10 days straight. It was so uninspiring, so underwhelming. That's the big keyword there, underwhelming. That it's like, all right, what are we going to focus on? Well, apparently the capsule, the inside of the capsule with these 4 idiots floating around, and so that's why everyone's just staring. It's like, okay, what are they doing? And the internet just ripped it to shreds. It was awesome. Loved it.
I have in that vein, a great video of somebody recapping why Artemis was a fail.
Oh, cool. I'm going to make a short on this eventually. Maybe I'll do it this week.
Yeah, this guy, let's see what you think of this one. All right, can you see that?
Yep.
Break it down. Let's break it down. So give me the top 5 reasons why this thing is a complete fraud.
The re-entry. We just talked about liquefaction. When does metal melt? All the rest of it. I mean, that clearly points to a fraud. The re-entry tied to that's a splashdown. If you actually went through that experience, you wouldn't be smiling. You wouldn't be clean shaven. You would be walking. You'd have to be dragged out of there. You just spent 10 days in a putrid, unhygienic, frightening, terrifying environment you've never been in before. It'd be melted into a puddle in reality. So that's not real life. Fuel, so you can do your own calcs and fuel. You can even use own NASA documentation. So I think they had 1/3 of the fuel to go there and back. Elon Musk must agree with me because he's the guy saying to go to the moon and back, you need multiple refuels. And if you have a landing module, which you're saying in 2 years, then multiply the problem by 10. Battery power, which no one ever really thinks about, absolutely critical. You're not running 11 kW in 10 days. Solar panels, life support systems, navigation systems, everything to do with the rockets, all the rest of it on such a limited battery supply. Battery is always a huge issue with these programs. And fifth is radiation. There's absolutely no radiation poisoning. It's impossible. Impossible to spend 10 days in space, not come back vomiting, throwing up. That you showed at the beginning, the astronaut on stage, he's much healthier than I am. So how is it possible when you're in a plasma furnace, in a terrifying environment, full of protons? And NASA admits protons, charged electrons, gamma rays go through everything. So you'd have, they said that they would be radiated. So where is it?
Let's break.
Yeah, and on top of that, I'll throw in a couple more. The battery power on that system, you're telling me you can run, again, what's the oxygen ratio? Artemis tacked on to what Apollo always did, which was nobody talked about how much oxygen they had or life support they had. It's like scuba divers all the time. Scuba divers, how much air they have left. Apollo didn't care how much they had air. Apparently unlimited air on the moon. And Artemis never brought it up. There was never a timer on what they had left. Even the movies talk about how much life support you got left, and they wouldn't. So yeah, it was. But his point about not smiling, yeah, absolutely agree.
On submarines, I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys, but we have something called burning candles, right? They're these huge chunks of metal that you stick on a spike inside this thing, and it basically generates breathable like oxygen for you. And because you're in that tube, it's pressurized, and then like you start producing a lot of CO2.
Right.
And if it's not properly freaking removed, because we use a chemical called they call it amine for short. You could look it up and it makes you stink. You could smell submariners from a mile away.
Okay.
Right. The amine, it's basically like a huge O2 scrubber inside of these submarines, and then it removes the CO2, flushes it out, and then with the candles, the thing is you're limited to the amount of candles. These are on fast attacks. They have new stuff now on the Virginia class subs.
Sure.
These candles are like, once you run out, like you need to surface, you need to have candles on board just to burn them so you can breathe and not die of CO2 poisoning.
Right.
On a sub. This is on a submarine.
Yeah, and yes, and the submarine, that takes quite a bit of, everything you're talking about between the scrubbers and the candles and everything, that takes a lot of gear and power to do.
Yes.
Where are you doing this on this tiny capsule? Where is this coming from? Where is this life support happening? Don't tell me you're powering it with those 4 stupid solar panels. And even if you're doing that now in 2026, you didn't have those solar panels with Apollo. How'd you do it then? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think they have bigger problems we're in a pressurized system. It's a closed system. There's no just screen door out to just run out and leave. Otherwise, you wouldn't have this system for us to stay alive in if it was just an open door to nothing. So there's even bigger problems with that.
Yeah. Peanut, and I should mention this one more time, which is, I won't grab the globe to show you, but Peanut actually pointed it out to me a couple months ago, which was the globe. We were talking about, I've mentioned many times what happens at the bleeding edge of space, what happens when our atmosphere ends and space begins. And Peanut was saying, technically speaking, gravity would hold the air out to a certain distance. Gravity could only, again, if we're talking if the globe was real, could keep the atmosphere at a certain distance for a while, but only if the Earth wasn't moving at all. If it was like a stationary rock with no solar system around it, just sitting there in space, it could do it because, gravity, it would be uniform all the way around, and the atmosphere would be held at a certain thing. He goes, problem is, though, it's not sitting still. Not only is it spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, which doesn't seem like a lot, which creates centrifugal force, at the equator, which would mess with the atmosphere. But then he goes, in a solar system, again, you're going 60,000 miles an hour around the sun with massive solar winds apparently bombarding you, and yet the atmosphere is still not being ripped off. And then you're also traveling vertically at 10 times that speed with the solar system flying like a shotgun blast vertically. and that 500,000 miles an hour isn't affecting the atmosphere at all. It's like, no scientist is going to hold that. It's like, no, the atmosphere's gone. It's over. So your point about the screen door, the screen door atmosphere. No, there is no atmosphere at that point, none left. It's gone.
Yep.
Yeah,
Once
not
you
just
open that door, the pressure's gone. See you later.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole thing is all jacked up because you're saying 66,000 miles an hour, but it should be like 510,000 miles an hour, right? Because ain't the sun moving around?
That's what I mean.
world?
It's moving vertically and horizontally. So
Right.
the
So
force
you're
will be
chasing the
incredible.
sun. So you're chasing the sun 66,000 plus 450,000 miles extra. Because after you leave, you got to chase that joker back and do it all over again.
Absolutely. It does not freaking work, which leads back. I got to mention this really quick because otherwise I'm going to forget. Which leads back to the Mars problem, which is, if you guys know anything about solar systems, there's these areas of null gravity, where supposedly, like when you're going between the Earth and Mars, where Earth's gravity is not affecting anything and Mars gravity isn't affecting anything. So you got an area where there's no gravity affecting it. It's like, oh, wow, that's kind of a good thing. Well, it is, unless the solar system is flying sideways, flying like a shotgun blast, in which case there's nothing holding on to your probe, and that probe is gone. It's lost. The solar system has left it behind. So how are you compensating for that at all? And
I mean, how do they even know that there's gravity there?
Right.
And I mean, how do you even?
No, dude, there's
so bad.
There's so many things wrong with space, and the Americans get away with it. Look, I love this country. God bless us, but our population. I will say this: they have been really good about not requiring basic physics for students, because that's what they don't know. It's like there's and because the nerds know physics, they just ignore it. The soft spacesuit. How does a soft space suit work on the moon? Ask any nerd. They'll be like, well, they just got it to work. It's like, really? How'd they get it to work?
Did you ever see, Mark, the video of the guy who they had him in the vacuum chamber, and he literally said he could feel his tongue boiling before he passed out?
Yeah, vacuum, by the way, if you guys didn't know, which is why I made it my challenge, because I figured, why the hell not, is a horrible way to die. Being put in a vacuum chamber and cranking that baby out, that is a horrible, horrible way to die, because you're basically dying from a severe case of the bends.
Yeah.
Like
divers get it.
Yeah.
The what?
Come up too fast. Divers.
Coming up too quick.
Yeah, divers multiplied by an octave. It's be horrible.
They have to put you in a decompression chamber.
But that is, and by the way, the thing you mentioned there is one of the few times we even have footage of anybody in a spacesuit in a vacuum chamber, and it went horribly wrong. Again, there should be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos of astronauts testing their spacesuits.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Mark, because I was actually doing a little bit of research on that. What they've been saying is that astronauts now do test they said they've been testing their spacesuits in these vacuum chambers, and they rate that see, you laughing because I was laughing too. So they've been rating these spacesuits to like 10 to the negative 15 torr or something like that. I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, wow.
Show me a video of it. Show me.
Right?
Show me of them doing that. They are so good about not. In fact, they go the opposite way, which is the only videos they show us are them in the swimming pool. And it's like, why are you doing the spacesuit in the swimming pool? Even though, because that's the opposite. The water's trying to get in the suit.
Yes.
And it's like, well, because we want to replicate that floaty feel. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, but what's different in that? The medium.
Yeah.
Right.
The medium is completely different.
The pressure's working in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
But also the water, again, if anyone's been underwater, water is thick. There's a resistance there. If you're in a vacuum, it's the exact opposite. There's no resistance at all, which leads to, why are they out again? It's the 70s tricks. Why are they in slow motion on the moon? Because that was the only special effect they had at the time to use on live television. We just slow the frame rate down. If you're a 180-pound man and you weigh 30 pounds on the moon, you are not moving in slow motion.
No.
You are what's his face, the Disney character from Mars. God, what was that movie? Crap, I forgot what it was. But you're moving fast. You have feats of strength. You never get tired.
Oh, John Carter.
John Carter.
John Carter from Mars.
You could absolutely, jump places. You could be able to lift things. And
Carter Barsom. Remember they renamed Mars to Barsom? That movie was so dumb. But
yeah. But again, if you weigh 30 pounds, your muscle movements are really fast. Arms, legs, everything. You are fast. You are
like
super quick. And yet they always slow them in slow motion. It's like, what? But again, because they show it on television and it's a good effect, especially in the 70s. That's what we did. Go back and anyone watch $6 Million Man, watch the special effects scene. How did they do it? Oh, they shot him in slow motion with a couple sound effects. And that's what we're using. What you got?
I got something right up your alley. So she says, if you're ever feeling down about yourself, and we'll watch this.
Feeling bad about yourself, just remember that there is a plethora of people that believe that this piece of garbage went to the moon in the 70s. Like, they think this is us.
And that's sped up.
Like, goofy. What a bunch of goofballs. Like, only a simpleton mind. Oh, never mind. I'm trying to keep this account. How do you watch this and not laugh? If you're ever feeling bad about yourself, just remember.
The reason they got away with it is those scenes that they shot that she was showing, she was running at like 4x speed. But when you show them in slow motion, people are like, oh, hey, that's just a moon thing that we're doing. Again,
you should see the car running at 4 times speed. It's even worse.
Yes, the car is bad. And every time you fall, again, you're in a severely pressurized suit. It's like you're not going to check your suit. In fact, why aren't you panicking when you fall? What if you caught a rock on any soft part of the suit? On top of that, what's the suit made out of? That's stopping it from expanding in a pressurized thing. It just kills me.
They've done a lot of there's a bunch of videos of them testing weight inside of a vacuum chamber also, and they realized that once you start to remove the medium out of the chamber, whatever you have that's sitting on something is actually increasing in weight. So it's getting heavier because you're removing the medium.
Sure.
The other cool thing was when they did the Red Bull jump and they Baumgartner jumped out of it, he was traveling at an insane rate and he hit a certain elevation from sea level, and all of a sudden while in free fall he started to slow down in free fall. So the medium is really what they're traveling in. Of course, the closer to the ground, the denser the medium, the higher up.
Did you know, by the way, that Felix died last year?
Yes. It was either last year or 2 years ago, something like that.
In a simple, what was it, a paragliding, something like that. It was like a simple thing. And like, I'm not going to say I'm happy about it, but I'm not going to not say that.
Yeah.
He caused us a lot of grief. Not necessarily, you know what? I take that back. Not him, but Red Bull in general, because they were the ones, although they helped us in that. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have the famous Neil Tyson quote, which is, that stuff is flat.
That shit is flat.
You might as well have said that.
You don't see the curve. You
don't see the curvature above that beach fall. I mean, God bless Neil Tyson. That one quote I have thrown at so many people. And because people would say, oh no, I see a curvature from an airplane, idiot. And I was like, oh really? Because here's one of your high priests talking about how you can't see it from an airplane. But
I think exactly. I think the whole globe lie and the space lie is all to usher in the alien agenda. That's probably what I would say. I would put my finger on it, man. That's what I think. And why they've taken the slow burn and indoctrinated multiple generations and made this the biggest lie of all time. And it's all to hide, the truth. And it's getting weirder, but we're the ones that are talking about and exposing it, and all these accounts of people saying how fake this stuff looks only helps get more people curious and more people eyes and ears. But there is one other video I wanted to play on that topic really quick about pastors being alerted about what to do when they disclose alien life and how to handle it with your church. Can I play that really quick?
Yeah, have fun.
It's kind
of your show, man. You can run whatever you want.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
I had a friend that sent me a text message. I was in a meeting, a weekend meeting, preaching Friday Saturday and Sunday morning. And he said, Perry, can you give me a call? I have some information that has come to my attention. Of course, when a friend of yours does that you know quite well, you have no idea what information they're talking about. And I'm not going to go into great detail, but there were a large number of pastors that had been invited to go to a certain state to hear some men in the United States government and others share with them a concern that they had. And this particular man, and I'll not name him, and then we may end up doing some teachings with him or having an event at his church. He has a great church. But he said, Perry, what they're about to release, from what we're hearing, there's going to be a release concerning aliens and concerning unidentified flying object spacecraft, that some of the people who were in the meeting were telling us as pastors, you need to prepare your people and you need to get ready to answer them for what you're about to hear being released. And some of it has to do with crafts that have been discovered that are not allegedly a part of our planet, and the materials they're made of are not a part of our planet. Very strange reptilian-looking creatures and other things that almost sound like something out of a sci-fi movie or an Orson Welles book. I had a friend that sent me a text message.
So, yeah, that's also, if that's happening where churches are preparing because they haven't looked at flat earth, they don't know biblical cosmology, they're deceived, and they're just going to push the whole, well, God created space and aliens and they all can coexist kind of a thing.
Yeah, alien. Yeah, how would the churches are gonna have some decisions to make when because that will be a huge shock to the system if all of a sudden, because you're gonna have a huge amount of congregation members go straight to the pastors and say, what does it mean? What does it mean? How does it fit into this? Was Jesus an alien? Was God an alien? What about Enoch? Should Enoch now be a canonized book? And it'll never end.
Yeah. And those pastors and their churches are supported basically by the government. They're 501c3s.
Bingo.
So the government needs them to tell a lie. You know, a lot of people don't understand how this thing could get around. It'd be like, oh, well, they would have disclosed this already, or, you know, the lie would have gotten out. They can't, you know, the whole blowjob in the White House nonsense that you hear about. It's funny. But the thing is that what people don't realize is even us, and when I was in the military, we got lied to as well. Even that stuff that comes up as top secret and all that, a lot of that is bullshit. Like, a lot of people don't want to admit it, but it is. And so my thing is that the government does not trust anybody. They just don't. So they're going to give you documents to kind of, you know, lead you astray, because they understand. It's also one of them law of average type things. They're going to be like, we're going to put this information out there because we know a lot of these motherfuckers got big mouths. Yeah. And they're going to say something.
Loose lips sink ships.
Exactly. And so they're going to put nonsense in there, put a couple of freaking headers and footers and headers at the top secret, top secret TS, you know, whatever.
They did it to Bill Cooper.
Yeah.
They did it with Bill Cooper. Bill Cooper talked about it and they caught him.
And you spread that BS and people are going to be like, well, it was classified, so that's how I know it's real. Nah, man, they just let you spread lies.
Well, and that kind of ties into the missing scientist thing. So I want to play this clip because I want to hear your thoughts on what you think is going on. Let's check in with Kim Iverson, who I used to trust as good news, but I don't know how I feel about her anymore exactly, but I would like that she's covering this story. So here we go. She says,
about the case of the missing scientist, because things are getting even crazier. The facts right now are these: at least a dozen scientists and high clearance staff tied to nuclear weapons, space programs, and UFO adjacent research are dead or missing. Whistleblowers have already said under oath that the U.S. has recovered non-human craft and is reverse engineering them, and that people have been hurt to keep that secret.
Did you have any personal knowledge of people who have been harmed or injured in efforts to cover up or conceal these extraterrestrial technology?
Yes, personally.
Have you heard? Have anyone been murdered that you would think that you know of or have heard of? I guess
I have to be careful asking that question. I directed people with that knowledge to the.
He looks off, right? Everyone,
Yeah.
like they're feeding.
Yeah.
This guy's gullible, and they're feeding, and he's feeding misinformation.
Almost like he was given the answers before and given the responses.
Yeah, he's like somebody who's got to be falling for it, and now he's thinking that he's exposing the world's biggest.
Because he's
lie.
answering those things real fast. Bam, 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 bam.
Right. So let's finish up really quick.
A cluster of deaths and disappearances around the small number of places in this country where, if there were a UFO recovery and reverse engineering program, these are the places it would live. Now, at some point, the coincidence argument just stops being serious. How often do multiple people tied to the same few bases and labs die or disappear in bizarre ways in the span of just a couple of years? And how often does that happen right as Congress is holding UFO hearings? Whistleblowers are alleging crash retrieval programs, and the White House is missing deadlines to release the information. Could it all be a big coincidence? I guess. But what are the odds of that? What it looks like instead is a system, probably ours, desperate to keep very big secrets that include UFO crash retrieval and reverse engineering programs, black budgets of endless amounts of money, and now a growing list of dead and missing scientists.
So far, we're finding that there's not much of a connection.
No conspiracy, nothing to see. If there is a coordinated effort touching U.S. programs, whether to protect black budgets, bury UFO tech, or both, Washington literally cannot admit that on camera. What they're not going to do is walk out and admit, yes, there is a secret UFO crash retrieval program. Yes, it's tied into the nuclear complex and NASA. And yes, black budget money has been misused. And yes, people associated with it have been harmed or eliminated in order to keep our secret. Right? That's not going to happen. So is there any version of this where the public actually finds out the truth? Probably not. So you do not have to believe any one specific story, but you should absolutely reject the idea that this is all just random. The only real question left is not whether something is going on, it's who is driving it and how far they're willing to go to keep us from finding out.
Thank you, Kim.
Right.
Thank you, Kim. And she's gonna. It's stuff like that. Because what it is she's like, oh, you could trust me because I don't trust CNBC, CNN, and all them fools. You know what I'm saying? And then she teams up with freaking Candace Owens, Jimmy Dore, Sabby Sabs, the Midas Touch, right? All your favorites, the Young Turks, and then they come together, form like Voltron. Now, these are the people that you could trust with nonsense like that. And so people are gonna, especially my concern, I guess it's a concern, would be the people that are on the fence. They're going to be like, well, maybe they were leaning more towards the flat earth, but I'm caught between two worlds with it. And this is where I'm at, because it's like when you see the flat earth, you just see it. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can't unsee it, right? But you still have those people that are strange that are going to be on the fence. And this is going to kind of help coax them over to the space globe side of things by saying, we got aliens, they're here. They finally admitted it.
They can come here. It's wide open.
Yes, and this is why we got this anti-gravity stuff. They just like on Star Trek and ET and all the movies and stuff. See, these things are real, and so that's a way to just. I don't know if they're trying to like run out the clock or buy enough time. But this is going to get those people that are riding that fence off the fence and on that side of the globe. At least that's what I'm seeing. Because maybe it's to buy more time. I don't know.
And yeah, I think closing thoughts, because we're winding down. We got about 5 minutes left to ending credits. So I agree. I think it's all just kind of orchestrated to usher in this alien agenda. And we're seeing, I think of it this way. The Earth is so amazing how it actually functions, and the lie around it, it's like the enemy, the deception has thought of every angle. So it's thought of this plan is in place, God's allowing this plan to unfold, and it's all part of the story of humanity, and we're all just witnessing it, and we're the ones seeking truth are going to see through it. So that's what I think is going on, and we just got to buckle up and help our friends and family by being patient and calm and trying to, and I've had to learn this, trust me, myself, and I think all of us are helping in our way. You know, sounds crazy, and that's the soundbite of like, you're insane and there's nothing going on, and Artemis is real and aliens are coming, and why wouldn't there be aliens? It's like, no, we believe there's an opposite agenda, and it's weird to see the world waking up, but this is all in our face. This is the news, you guys. This is not our news. This is the whole world's news is talking about this right now. So there's something going on, and it's pretty interesting, right?
Yeah.
Okay, closing thoughts. Vlad, go.
Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to you, DJ Curious. Much appreciated, man. Thank you for having me on again. Always a pleasure to have you guys in my presence and everything. I like it. And you too, D-Man and Mark Sargent. Thanks a lot. Guys, if you guys are out there, if you guys are stressed, I'm talking to everybody, us and the chat as well. You guys are stressed. Listen, man, talk to somebody. All right. Don't hold the stuff in. Talk to somebody. These are some very interesting times. Everybody is on edge, it seems like. But time heals, man. Time heals everything. Talk to people. Get it off your chest. Get it off your back. Yo, easy. Goose fraba. You know what I'm saying? Don't harm yourself. Don't harm other people. Much love, man. Thank you very much, man. Peace.
Vlad,
peace.
you're always welcome. Thank you so much, sir. D-Man, closing thoughts.
Hey, what you said, DJ, to a T. I just want to thank Mark for all the shows and the videos and the time that he spends on videos over the years. Mark, I've been watching for a long time, and DJ, I'm a huge fan of Strange Lounge. I always listen.
That's
So thank
awesome.
you for having me on.
You're the best. Thank you so much for that. That's great. Have a great night. Mark, before I play our AI video of the week, do you have any closing thoughts?
America 250, Act 3, everything's proceeding the way that it should.
Amen. Chat, much love. Thanks for being here tonight. I'm going to end with a couple funny videos, and we'll get into our closing song, but I have to play this one that just makes me laugh for like the power of AI.
Yo.
Hello, Shorty. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Are you all alone?
What's up? What's
up? Who's that?
Yo, pick up the phone. What's up?
What's up?
Yo, Duque, pick up the phone.
Yo.
What's up?
So when I say what's up, that's what I mean. So there we go. Mark disappeared. I guess I get to play one more. Okay, so we're going to take the poker face challenge. If you're still with us, let's see which we got here. Come take the poker face challenge. Can you watch this without laughing? Some of you can, some of you can't. Here we go.
I made it all the way through. I made it.
Who made it through? I'm sure there's someone out there, you stone-faced lovers. All right. Well, I guess good night, everybody. Stay strange, stay strong, stay curious.
Yeah.
Let me find the closing song. This part takes a while.
Sorry, there was a spider on my floor. I had to get him.
Ooh.
He was fast.
Ooh.
Smokestack thing was fast.
Ooh. All right, this is for Bill Keith. Hopefully this works. Let me give this a shot. This is the closing song with lyrics.
Stay strange, stay curious.
Bill, you better not put anything else in here. I didn't have
Turn the lights down low. You made it through the strange world. Now come chill with us in the lounge. Neon drips off the city sky, static hearts, but we're still on high. Phones light up like constellations. Every call is a revelation that the world bends. After the show, we'll let the truth move, soft and slow. No maps here, no wrong or right, just strange souls up late tonight. Sit that sound, let the doubt unwind. Leave any fear behind. If you're curious, you're right on time. This is yours, this is mine. Welcome to the strange lounge, where the night won't judge you. DJ Curious on the waves. Mark Sargent,
What the hell are those? Man, not that firing! Hold on! They're just like in that movie! I know! Just keep your head down!
Move your body, feel that beat.
Hey, that's really
In the strange lounge. Stay curious now. Let's breathe like a velvet dream. Baseline pulls you in between. Truth can dance, doesn't have to fight. Feels better in the afternight. Laugh it off, let it get surreal. What's imagined starts to feel real. No agenda, just vibes tonight. Strangers safe under our lounge light. If the world feels upside down, we spin it back flat with sound. Take a seat, take a chance. Lose yourself inside this dance. Welcome to the strange lounge, where the night don't judge you. DJ Curious on the waves. Mark Sargent keeping it brave. Call it in, let it spill out loud. Every truth a part of the crowd. Turn the strange into something sweet. Move your body, feel that beat.
so good. I love it.
Stay curious now. Stay curious now. Not here to save the world, just here to feel it. Not here to prove a thing, just let it move you. Welcome to the strange lounge, where the weird feels beautiful. After dark, after truth, after everything you knew. Hands up, let the signal glow. This is where no one is a stranger, you know. Lost or not, you're not alone. In the strange lounge feels like home. DJ Curious. Mark Sargent. You're still here. Stay strange. Stay curious. Oh yeah. Curious, curious, curious.
Katy Perry.
God bless Artemis.